So the subtopic of functions for today is about graphs. So as you can see, we can easily determine the function in terms of a set of ordered pairs, mapping diagrams, and tables, right? So if you recall to our previous videos, you get what I mean. Okay. But what if we have a given graph, just like this one, all right? And many more graphs, okay? So how can we determine if these graphs are function or not? All right. So that's a topic we're going to talk about. So there's no solutions involved here. All right. No writings, no formula, nothing. All you need to do is just use this method, which is called as the um, vertical line test. That's it. Okay. So this one is actually very important. Okay. So obviously, okay, vertical vertical line looks like this one. A line that is oriented vertically, and its direction is from upward to downward. All right. So this is a sample of vertical line. Okay. So with the use of this method, how would you know that the result would be a function or not function? So it's simple. Okay. For instance, let's just say you use this method and then the result is a function. So if the result, if you're going to use this method, is a function, then make sure that the line, I meant to say vertical line, intersects only one point. That's it. Only one point. Okay? But what if the result is not a function? Then that means the vertical line intersects, forgive my handwriting, let me fix that. It's not that aligned properly. It intersects, there you go, intersect more than one point or more than 1 point. All right, so that's it. So again, if you use vertical line test, okay, there are two possible outcomes. Okay, the first outcome is that the graph would be a function if and only if it intersects only 1 point. And then we have the second outcome, the graph is not a function if and only if it intersects more than 1 point. So let me give you an example. Okay, so we have two graphs here. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a vertical line. So anywhere, it's up to you. So for me, I'm going to draw a vertical line. Okay, so imagine that this is a straight vertical line. So as you can see, okay, it intersects at 1 point, right? In this graph, this diagonal line graph, it intersects at only 1 point, right? So if I'm going to draw another vertical line here, all right, as you can see, it will still intersect at 1 point specifically, all right? So if I'm going to draw another vertical line here, as you can see, it only intersects at 1 point. So bottom line, if you're going to draw a lot of vertical lines here thoroughly, it will just basically connect to only what? Only 1 point. So that means this is a function. Okay. So how about this one? Okay, so we can use what do you call this one? Yeah, basically vertical line test. So we can draw, for example, a vertical line. So as you can see, if you're going to draw a vertical line here, all right, it intersects to only one graph here, right? So if I'm going to draw another vertical line here, wait, hold on. Ah, wait. Okay. So if I'm going to draw another vertical line here, so it intersects at only one point as well. So how about if I'm going to draw a vertical line test here as well? So it intersects to only 1.2, right? So lastly, I'm going to draw another vertical line here. So as you can see, it intersects at only one point. So anywhere, if you're going to draw a lot of vertical lines at different positions, okay, I meant to say like I'm drawing vertical line here in this graph. So it will connect to only one point. Okay, only one point. All right. So this is a function. Okay. So you guys get the idea already. Okay. So basically draw any vertical line in this graph. Okay. Then take a look at each of the vertical lines at how many points does it intersect. Okay. So just like this, I draw like four vertical lines. Okay. Just to be sure. So as you can see, each of these lines intersect at only one point, just like this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay. For this one also, I just draw three lines. So as you can see, as I start from here, here, and here, each of these lines intersect at only one point. So that is a function. So to conclude, these graphs are functions. Now, how about this one? So this one, let's start with this. This one is basically a waveform graph. It looks like a wave, you know. So if you have an advanced study about this one, I think you already know what type of graph is this. Okay, so let's go back. So as I mentioned earlier, you can draw any vertical lines as you like. So if I'm going to start from here, okay, I draw a vertical line here. It will still connect to only one point. So if I'm going to draw a vertical line here, it will connect or intersect at one point. So if I'm going to draw here, it will still basically connect to a one point. Uh, so if I'm going here, it will connect to and connect, I mean intersect to. So if I'm going to draw it here, it will still connect to only one point. So as you can see, I draw like five vertical lines just to make sure if this graph is a function. So as you can see, okay, each of these vertical lines, no matter how many lines, I meant to say vertical lines you draw, it will intersect at only one point. Okay? Each of these vertical lines that I just draw intersects at only one point, just like this one. So no matter how many vertical lines you draw, all right, each of them will just basically connect at one point. So that means this is a function. How about this one? Okay. So let me start from here, okay, from basically the starting point of the graph. So I will draw a vertical line here. Oops, sorry. I will draw a vertical line. So as you can see, it intersects at one point. Okay. Now, if I'm going to intersect here, What do you think? How many points that I intersect? How many points does this vertical line intersect? So it is actually two. One and two. All right. So if I'm going to continuously draw vertical lines here, I will have basically a vertical line that intersects to 2 points. So even if I'm gonna draw it here, so this line intersects at 2 points, especially here as well. All right. So what can you conclude? You see, most of the vertical lines that I just draw intersects to 2 points. You know, you see this line, this vertical line. Like these four vertical lines. Each of them intersects exactly 2 points. So basically, that is more than one compared to this one. So that means this is not a function. Okay? This is not a function. So what can we learn from here? So again, this one, just like what I just said previously. So basically, draw many vertical lines as much as you want. It's okay. As long as that each of the lines, vertical lines that you draw, they intersect at only 1 point. Unlike here, as you can see, I just draw like 5 vertical lines. 4 of these vertical lines intersect at 2 points. You know, I mean to say that each of these 4 vertical lines intersect 2 points. Hence, that is not a function anymore. All right. So that's already a different scenario. So lastly, let's have this one. Okay. So let me start from here. Let me draw a vertical line. Okay. It still intersects at 1 point. So let me draw it here. Okay. It still intersects at 1 point. Let me draw another vertical line starting from this part. Okay. This one, however, it intersects at 2 points. So if I'm going to draw here, this one intersects at 3 points. Okay. And then if I'm going to start drawing from here, then obviously this vertical line intersects at 1 point. And then so on and so forth. Okay. This line, vertical line, intersects at 1 point. So now what can you conclude from this graph? Do you think this graph is a function? The answer is no. The answer for that is not function. Okay? Why is that? So as you can see, this graph would be a function if you're going to draw a lot of vertical lines and each of these vertical lines will just intersect at 1 point. However, take a look. These vertical lines come here. Take a look. Okay. The one that I just draw. Okay. Wait. Let me fix. Oh, we're not done yet. I'm sorry. Wait. Um, Here, there we go. These are these two vertical lines. Take a look at this one. You see this one, this vertical line from here. You see, it connects 2 points. 2 points. All right. Especially this one, it connects to 3 points. 1, 2, and 3. So that means that is not a function. Okay. Make sure that if you're going to draw a vertical line, make sure that all of them, if you're going to draw from here up to the last part of the graph, make sure all of them, all of the vertical lines must intersect at only 1 point. But as you can see, the vertical lines here that I just draw, they intersect more than 1 point. So therefore, this is not totally a function. Okay? So how about this one? So we can still draw a vertical line. Let's just say I'm going to draw a vertical line. Okay, I'm going to draw vertical line. Damn it. Wait. Let me fix my. Let me just start from here. It's okay as long as it's vertical. Okay, that's it. I draw a vertical line here. So this one, as you can see, it still intersects at one point. If you're going to zoom in this graph with the use of graphing calculator, just like Desmos, as you can see, if you're going to intersect a vertical line to this graph, it will still intersect at one point, just like this one. So let me move to a different position. How about I draw a vertical line? So this one, it still connects to one point. So if I'm going to do thoroughly, oops, sorry. If I'm going to do this thoroughly, like this one, it will still connect to only one point as well. So let me continuously do that. Okay. So it still connects to one point. And then if I'm going to start drawing a vertical line from here, then it connects to only one point. So, so as you can see, these vertical lines that I just draw, each of them intersects at only one point. Okay? You see this vertical line here, it intersects at only one point. This vertical line intersects at one point. This one too as well. Wait, let me fix that. There we go. This vertical line intersects at one point also. This also intersects at one point. And lastly, this vertical line intersects at one point. So you see, this is obviously a function. Okay, it's obviously a function because if you're going to draw a lot of vertical lines starting from this graph up to the end, each of these lines will intersect at only one point. So therefore, this is a function. Okay, so that's it, guys. I hope you have learned something in this discussion.